All right, you will operate this high-tech thing. We will do something different today, and hopefully everybody will pay attention, okay? I'm going to give you some my own experience to share with you that I think you will thank me 10 years from now. All right, I was born in China, and I came to this country. I just had an interview with a young man over there. He asked me, he said, why do you pay attention to language so much? I say, to me, it was a necessity, survival necessity. You know, when you go to China, or Chinese people, if you understand, those language is totally different, right? Probably it's the only ancient hieroglyphics is still in practice. And we cannot change it. But by the way, I hate it when I was young, okay? I still hate it. I don't like Chinese language very much because it's so hard. I'm going to flash this on the screen, by the way. Can you see a little bit, right? These are the language, okay? I want you to appreciate that. You guys, or including me now, so easy, we text each other, right? Texting. Guess what? Chinese people couldn't do that. How do you do that? Now, you probably do not know, but you already have that software there. If you go to that setting, you can set the language, Chinese, add to it. What happened is on that little texting screen, you cannot see very well, but just assume, okay, or whatever. Assume right there. You can push that after you set, there is a globe, Earth-looking icon right there. You can push that, and then you push again, and then you push again, and it gives you a little screen, tiny little screen. Can you see a little bit? Just if you cannot see there, you know what I'm talking about. Then you see, okay, I'm going to pick up a very simple word. Okay, look at here. Can you see that thing? It's a little rectangular, and you make a bar. Okay, watch this, okay? If you cannot see very well, just assume, okay, that I'm going to do. See, I'm going to draw here. Go down. Do you see it? Just right there. And then the smart computer intelligence, it will say, do you mean that? You know, just like your spelling, do you mean? But instead of it puts all this lettering comes out, you know, I cannot spell very well, so now I'm so terrible. Just say, yeah, that's what I wanted. Just hit that, just auto spelling for me. But now here is just auto picture for you, all right? It will pop up some images that looks like that. So I can see, you cannot see, so I'm going to just push that thing right there. Now once you push that thing right there and you select, what does that mean? That means you either to write and then you select and confirm, or you can buy alphabetical, meaning that word is zhong, pronounced as zhong. So how do you do that? You just say zhong, maybe Z-H-O-N-G, and then they will pop out the picture. Not Z-H-O-N-G is not the language, okay? It's not the Chinese language. Don't do that. American people went to the street with the Chinese, you know, I'm going to spell for you. Chinese people don't spell. Chinese people look at the picture. Can you draw a picture? You know, American people cannot draw that picture. I only had the first grade of Chinese. You know, you cannot do that. So you type. Now, let me give you a demonstration, okay? So our young people, you know, on the bus or on the subway, I just got back from New York, you know, everybody, you know, use a finger like doing like that. They do too, all right? The Chinese young man or the young girl, it goes like this, choose, choose. Okay, you spell Z-H-O-N, this software will pop out the image, and then you have to click that to choose. You got it? So double work. That's why Chinese people don't like to text that very much like you guys. Because it's double work. Spelling, choose. Spelling, click. Spelling, click. So every one of this word I did. Feel sorry for me, right? So I wrote this whole much. Now this is phonetic. Thank God, this Steve Jobs or whatever, Apple, even put on the pronunciations. You see, all this is the pronunciation. Don't worry about that. But I'm going to tell you this. I want to make a point. Why I'm doing this all? Because you guys is going to live in this age would be more and more artificial intelligence to help your life, which is great. But don't take it literally. If you take it literally, what happened? You said, okay, intelligence is so great, I don't even have to study Chinese. Because now I can take this Daniel Nee, this guy, wrote this, okay, just assume I did okay, all right? All the grammar, everything pretty okay, the Chinese. So no problem about it. It couldn't be that bad. So I take this copy paste, you see, Savannah, this young lady, did that for me. Copy paste on where? Was Google, right? That is a Google translator. Now someone is good with the robot sound. I want you to, someone, can we all read this? Okay, very quick. Okay. Can we do that? All right, let's see what the Google says. Okay, how about this? Anybody you can read? You can do that, all right? Okay. You do a little bit, and I pointed the other person to do. Okay, continue. Okay, pay attention. All right, pay attention. Okay, you started from the beginning. Read a little bit louder so everybody can.
I remember in my article, timely and kindly quoted my father saying, "In what time to persuade me what to do? There is no such shop in this village." But I said in the article, there is no such shop in this village. I said I don't agree with this statement. Is my opinion repeated? If you read these two articles carefully, you can...
Stop. You, come here. Yeah, read it louder. Continue on. Yeah, where was that? Just pick up us somewhere.
But I said it there.
Said, I don't? Okay.
I don't agree with this statement. Is my opinion repeated? If you read these two articles carefully, it is a very simple fact that the time in the world is the truth on one occasion, and in another reality, it is deviated from reality. My own worldview is still improving, and now I am more satisfied. I realize life is a circular or spiral, hopefully upward, stairway rather than a straight, flat road. That means a certain point on the spiraling path of life, the idea that the store is not in this village is realistic. But when the path of life leads you to the same position, you're likely to have another chance. If the reader can combine these two articles and read them, you can come up with the truth that I want to say. Don't say anything. Think about the reality and imagine the future and the whole picture. Surprise and misfortune in life must be analyzed calmly and rationally, so as to be confident, optimistic, and down to earth. If you feel that your life is full of contradictions, you can solve the conflict with this style. I hope that there will be no contradictions in everyone's life, only complete and smooth.
Holy, Google. Sounds like an alien or a very holy God is speaking. That's what the Google did. You probably got some ideas that Chinese guy was saying. Trust me, that Chinese guy was not talking like that. That was just Google. Google did that. Now, I give you something. You will laugh at it, but you can appreciate that. When you travel to China, to the villages, those towns, beautiful towns, they have, because now China is very commercial, right? And they find out a lot of foreign tourists. But these people, just like you, look at that English like a Greek. You see? Real nice English. And they wanted to have English signs everywhere. But they did not understand English, right? Just like you guys don't understand the Chinese. So if you go to Google, say that, okay, I'm going to put my English there, and then Google will give me the Chinese and beautiful fonts and spend a lot of money with this graphic artist or printing shop made a fancy looking sign, put it everywhere. Guess what? Those English would be equivalent to just like that Chinese to that English. And when they put their in Chinese there, they will pop out those kind of funny things. And in China, I'll give you an example. I went to a bathroom. They will ask us not to waste the water. But they use the word save, you save water. But it's a wrong word in Chinese. They put it somewhere. It's like you save money. Like you take a water, take it to your office and put it in your drawer rather than conserve. So you have to be careful. The machine only can do that. Now, but you got some idea, all right? Can you do my email and give it the first editing? Okay, first editing draft is this, like that, but I will have someone who can pronounce a little, that gentleman was really good, can pronounce a louder. Someone can read that final editing for us so we would actually know what that Chinese paragraph was all about. Can you read? Yeah, you do it, okay?
Don't give it to August.
Oh, don't give it to him? He is good. Let him do it. Very short, very short. Read a little bit louder so everybody can hear. Yeah.
In my article, What Does Time Change? I quoted and agreed with my father saying, miss this village, miss the shop. He was trying to persuade me to move on if I missed an opportunity. But in another article, I wrote, true or false? Miss this village, miss the shop. I said, I no longer agree with the saying. Do I contradict myself? If you read my 2 articles carefully, you will discover a simple fact. Something may be true on one occasion, but may be totally false at another time. In another reality, I am still in the process of improving my worldview. However, I happily discover life is a circular or spiral, hopefully upward stairway rather than a straight, flat path. That means at a certain point on the spiraling path of life, this ideology of so-called pass this village, miss this shop, is only partially correct, because when the spiraling path of life leads you to the same perspective, you are likely to have another chance to see and do the same thing.
Continue. Continue to finish this.
If readers can combine my 2 articles and read them together, they can come up with a truth which I want to emphasize here. Don't give anything an absolute conclusion. Think about the reality and imagine the future and now as the bigger picture. Surprises and misfortune in life must be analyzed with calm and rationality, so you can be confident, optimistic, and down to earth as well. If you feel that your life is full of contradictions, you can solve the conflict with this manner of thinking. I wish there will be no contradictions in everyone's life, but only smooth accomplishments.
All right, now we can understand much better. But how that Google Translate turned into this paragraph? Of course, I got help from your librarian and everybody else. But I did the first version. So I did the first version is to show you that we really have to have imagination, correct imagination, creative thinking in order to get the accurate meaning of that. You cannot just take it literally from that artificial intelligence. And I believe that problem will continue to exist. Because why? Why is it like this? In this world, the language invented in China, in that region, by the way, your common sense, the Chinese language with the Korean, kanji, Japanese words, they're all related. Just like when we look at the Latin system of the language, the French, the English, German, all of these kind of things maybe can dig into the ancient Latin words related. But these two in the ancient, they even did not know each other. They will exist and coexist on this earth. And then, this is a common sense. When I came to the United States, right, I said, oh, these people, you know, you are human beings, you cry, you laugh, and I'm a human being too. But we never really thought, okay, most of the people never thought, but I had to that time very soon. What's actually in your brain? If physically, substance of the thoughts is your vocabulary. And you say, democracy. And then you said, okay, Daniel, you came from China, right? Maybe you don't know very much about democracy. Let me look at the dictionary. You find two words, 自由. Even the Google, that time dictionary, had a pronunciation. So you said, yeah, 自由, 自由. You know, phonetically they spelled for you. So you came to Daniel, to me, said, hey, you're from China, right? Let me tell you a little bit about the 自由. Have you ever thought the word 自由 in my brain is the same feeling as the vocabulary democracy in your brain? You never thought of that. You don't have to. But I had to. Every day, not only one word, but a bunch of words. Every day, sentences. So when you go to another culture, you really have to think. Like today you are landed in China. Bunch of people. Right. Well, it's not a big deal. You have seen Oriental people look like me. But then you say, oh, so many of them, they look like that. But more important, you have to say, these people, their brain, inside their brain. Can you flash it back to those Chinese words? This thing, that stuff. In our brain, it's not that stuff. That stuff is machine. Google. And the other one, the final one, that's us. That's from your library and understood this. So these things we at least have to pay attention to. And I really think in this world, all the conflicts and so-called cultural clash is this stuff. We don't understand it very well. I'll give you another thing. I don't want to be too political, but I think it's okay. Just talking about democracy, right? So it's 自由. It's two different words. 自由. What is 自? 自 literally. Okay, great. I have things here. Now, you know, Chinese 101, you already got it. Okay, 自 looks like this. Does it work? Oh, yes. Okay. Very sensitive words, but it's okay. That's the two words in the dictionary is democracy. But let me give you a little bit picture. You don't have to know the language, okay? You just needed to know the picture. That's what the Chinese language is all about. So here, do you see it? Okay, this part, without that part, is a word mu, meaning two eyes. How do you know it's a two eyes? Let's turn 90 degrees. Look at this. Thank God I'm an artist. Well, that's the little eye, and here is the nose. Forget the alien, okay? Here is the mouth, and then you know, you got it. So I have an eye. You see, when I was younger, I looked really nice. I had a lot of hair, you know, going down. I cannot do this anymore. I lost the hair, right? I still have some. But so you go right here, you know, young man. You know, touch like that, like that, right? So now watch this, okay? I'm having my eye looking at you. That means self, self-confidence. So that word is self. Got it? Okay, let's do this way, okay? That way, we also have another word that looks like this. Now, we all were farmers, right? Agricultural. So that word is a field, right? Your great-grandfather, all the generation above, before the Industrial Revolution, we were all farmers. So really connected, right? So, just to give you a little bit idea. Now, from your generation on, you really needed to have a creative mind, okay? And the jobs, industrial, computers, everything like that. So look at the whole picture. My book, these are my 2 best sellers. This book, you have it in the library, but my desk is over there. On your way out, you can pick up information. This book I titled Thinking Outside the Box, but I don't want to. It's about my time, right? I think you can hear me, right? This book, I have gone to a lot of seminars talking about what is thinking outside the box. You can Google, actually, got a lot of YouTube seminars talking hours about what is thinking outside the box. And then after the seminar, then what? So I think thinking outside the box, that content is not a rocket science. Okay, I don't want to talk about it. I want to point out is that success is a habit. Success habit. So this book is from day one, to exercise your mind. Your mind will be exercised this way and answer your question. How many words there? 50 words there. 1 word a day for 50 days to form that creative thinking outside box habit. Now what this is all about that. I use a good example I gave it to a previous time, other students. So I did this. I take people's name. For example, a very long name. Doesn't matter how long. I don't want to erase other people's stuff. Say if I'm going to do a word Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth. The game of this book is any words. You take all the letters to make a picture. The wisdom that I have now to share with you through that many years is that your life is a picture. Your life is not writing a word. If your life is writing a word, I need to just write more neat. That's it. Say if I write really neat, and then look at that. What is it? It's inside the box. If I have all the freedom to have all the letters in the air, all these letters, I have to follow the rule. If inside the box, I have to shift that E first. L, I, Z, A, so forth. But remember, your life is a picture. You have all the freedom. You can control, you can create. Now watch this. Now, it's a circle. Pretend it's a circle, no longer a box anymore. Yeah, 5 minutes, I will get done. The whole thing only takes 1 minute. That's good. Because if you have that ability, it doesn't take too long. I don't have to rush. Okay, watch this. I'm going to take the I. Now, a lot of people already surprised why you did not start it with the Z. Now I have the earth with the water. Now I'm going to take the leaf, L. And then I have a zigzag path. Then I take the A this way. Why not? And then I take the B, it's the music. I take the E this way. Now, you see the E? I turn into a little bird. And put this onto a tall bridge. I move the H to here. I made a little house. That's my life if I'm a young lady. Your life is just like that. It's all up to you. So now you go home, find all those letters. What are these letters? 20 years of planning. Make a long story very, very short. This is my life on Amazon. I came from China, no money, no mommy, daddy, a little bit older than you. I finished 2 colleges, scholarship, become a teacher. But forget this older man, just say my daughter. My daughter was born in this country, did not born in China. Born in this country. I did not have a wife, did not have a girlfriend, but I found a beautiful young lady, just fortunately, got married, but she was pretty, but no money. Same new immigrant. And I had this little baby. What happened? I did not know. 3 years old. Scared me to death that time. We struggled. But by the time she was 14 years old, accepted by UVA, went to college at age 14, and she's a medical doctor today. That's all my story. To share with you, I don't have a lot of time to take questions, right?
You got 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Any people for 1, 2 questions?
Oh, I got you.
Yes.
Are boxes like the words or the letters?
The box is the outside of the words. If you write really neat, look at all those printed words. It's inside the box. And usually, if you want to write really neat, you subconsciously to put all those, you probably build a box first. Then you put that really neat. Nothing wrong with that. I would say 90% of people.
So you put the letters in the box.
Right? And don't manage that. Unnecessary. Manage that as your life. Nothing wrong with that. You really need life. 90% of us, we do that. But I had no luxury to do that. I'll give you a quick example. The dean called me, said, Daniel, your English is so poor. I think it's a good idea. You only take 2 courses, sociology and religion. I told the dean audaciously, I said, excuse me, sir, that time, if according to you, take 2 courses, it would take me 16 years and the scholarship will run out. So I had to do 2 PEs, 3 math, some painting, drawing, music, to do these courses in order to buy some time for me to learn English. Then I put the reading courses later. That was a creative thinking. But everything is inside of this book, okay, my life. It's inside of this book. And if you are interested, grab the information on my desk. You can go to Amazon to take a look. All right, thank you very much. Just log out my email so people will not get onto it. Just log out. Thank you very much.
Let me make sure it's automatically.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me turn this off first.
Yeah. Yeah. Just close the website. I think it just log that out.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So you previously mentioned that when it comes to the Chinese, they're better off like when you spell out something to them that doesn't really work with them. You want to use a picture. Now the way, for example, you spelled out Elizabeth. Have you actually tried that type of thing before with the Chinese and pictures, and has it actually worked? Have they actually been able to understand it?
Well, I had a Chinese background, therefore I have an advantage to turn Elizabeth as a spelling word into a picture, because the Chinese language are pictorial language, right? It's a totally different a system than the alphabetical language. Alphabetical language represents the sound. It's not necessarily say, hey, here is the moon, here is the sun, and here is the dollar sign, or here is the candlelight. We don't think like that. This is just represent the sound. But the Chinese mind is more visual. So their language